Can you imagine doubling or even tripling the impact of your Instagram posts without having to add a ton of extra hours of work? Today, we're gonna dive into the art of content repurposing, but we're not jumping in blindly here. We are gonna be using Instagram's analytics to help us fuel what exactly we're going to be repurposing. We're going to take these insights in analytics to really help us strategically approach content repurposing on Instagram. Yes, all of those numbers and graphs and charts and anything else that you might see in the professional dashboard, we're actually going to leverage that today. Something that you might have previously ignored, we're going to use it to our advantage. So today we're going to dive into the power of content repurposing, how to identify top performing content, and how to choose content that you're going to use for repurposing. And all throughout, I'm going to give you a ton of tutorials and examples. So first, let's dive into understanding the power of content repurposing. So picture this, you've spent a ton of time creating Instagram content. It resonates with your audience. You're getting the likes, the comments, the shares, and the saves. And you're loving all of that engagement, but just the way and the nature of Instagram, that content quickly gets buried after a couple hours, sometimes days, and if you're lucky, Reels will sometimes keep going for a week or two. But that content just doesn't have the traction and the longevity that you want. You're not consistently getting likes on that post. It gets pushed down under a new feed of content that you're continuously creating. And it might almost feel like all of that hard work that you've put into those posts, it just kind of gets buried. It gets wasted. And that doesn't have to be the case. By repurposing your content, not only are you saving time, but you are strategically and efficiently creating new content from things that have already performed really well for you. And another thing that a lot of small business owners don't understand when it comes to social media marketing is that repetition is actually key. So while you might be sick of delivering the same tips and tricks and value and talking about your services, you might get bored with that content, but here's the thing, is by repeating yourself and repurposing that content in other ways, your audience is going to get to know you, get to understand your brand, and repetition is going to eventually help turn them into a buyer. And the best part about content repurposing is that you no longer have to approach content creation for social media from scratch. You're taking existing content and adapting it into a new format. Maybe you're just reposting it, or you're taking it and putting it on other platforms. So think of it this way. That reel that went viral a couple months ago where you gave like a really fun tutorial, you can simply repost it. That carousel that took you like an hour to create and it got a ton of shares and a ton of saves. Take the words that you had inside of that carousel and create a talking head reel. Or maybe there was a feed post that got a ton of engagement in the comment section and people were asking questions. Can you then take that general idea of the feed post and create a long form version of it for YouTube or a blog post or for a newsletter by answering people's questions and diving deeper into the topic? All of these examples are considered content repurposing, and it came from a foundation of something that you created for Instagram. Okay, so now I want to give you guys a quick tutorial of how to access these insights, and we're going to dive into kind of what each of these mean. So first and foremost, come to your profile. You do have to have a creator or a business account to have access to a lot of these analytics, but you're going to click on professional dashboard. Then from there, we're going to want to take a look at account insights. So you're going to tap that see all button in the top right hand corner. And what we're going to want to do is look at the content you shared by clicking see all again. Now, when you first open up this screen, it's going to show you all the posts based on accounts reached in the last 30 days. So it's going to show you your top performing posts and the number of accounts that they've reached. So you can start to scroll through here and see like what content is performing the best, but understand this is a mix of content. These are your feed posts, these are your reels, these are your stories. This is literally everything that you post on Instagram. So the way that I like to approach this is I like to kind of play with some of the filters and start to categorize and see trends based on different post types and things like that. So we're gonna dive in. So first, I want you to go ahead and switch the filter. The last 30 days isn't gonna give you kind of an overview of what your content has been doing. I personally like to look at the last 6 months or the last 3 months. For this demonstration, let's just go with the last 3 months. Now, the next thing I wanna see, I like to go into the different types of posts on Instagram. So I'm gonna get rid of that all filter and I actually just wanna see my Instagram post. So I'm gonna switch it to that. Now with this, you're also going to be able to kind of click on that little filter button at the top and you can start to sort and like apply different filters to this. So for this one, sort by highest, post type all, let's just keep that as is, but that metric there. I like to, when looking at some of these Instagram posts to repurpose, I want to see the ones that have the most saves, because I know that that content was so impactful that somebody wants to come back to it. So that's the way I start thinking about these different types of analytics and what they mean. So you can see my content that has been the most saved in the last 3 months. Now, again, you can do this with Reels. You can see the ones that have the most amount of plays, so you know that people are resonating with that. Maybe you want to see your feed posts that are getting the most amount of comments so that you can go back and take a look of like, okay, maybe I need to dive deeper in some of these topics, but you can start to analyze different trends in that content. Now, diving into the specific example. So we can see all of my feed posts for the last 3 months by the number of saves that they have. First, I like to take a look at any trends and patterns that I can find with visuals. So as you can see, a lot of these use that same big bold font that is my brand font, in big bold letters of how-tos. There are so many different like how-tos in here. People are really liking the visuals where my face is in it, either with like that dark black background or sometimes with that creamy color background. Like, start to analyze those trends. You can also see, like, as I scroll through, people are saving and loving a lot of like my tweet screenshots. So that is something that I also notice with visual trends. So again, we're starting to find patterns and themes and analyze what's working best. And then we can start to take a look at the content itself. What is inside of the content? So again, I kind of already briefly mentioned this. A lot of these give some type of list. They give some type of how-to. A lot of this is my educational content, which to me is no surprise. A lot of my educational content is typically saved by people so they can come back to it later. So by analyzing this top performing content, we can see like maybe this one here where it says like the 3 types of videos you need in your content bank, that was a tweet screenshot. Now, maybe what I want to do is, in order to repurpose this, I would turn it into more of a carousel like this, where it has a big bold call out and I just kind of create it in Canva. Again, that's just one way of repurposing. I'm like, okay, I know the tweet screenshot performed well. Let's try that. Content is really good. Let's try it in a little bit different of a format that I also know that performs well. But essentially, this is what you're going to want to look at when you are reviewing your different posts. Now let's do one more example. Let's dive into Reels. Let's look at the past 6 months though. And what I'm going to do is sort by a different metric. Let's look at ones that got plays, the most amount of plays. And let's kind of start to analyze and take a look at this. So rather than analyzing, because a lot of my Reels have Reels covers, it's kind of harder to see the actual visual of the Reel. What I like to do for my Reels is analyze the content that's inside of it. And again, as I'm looking through some of these Reels, I can see I have some hot takes in there. A lot of these are my talking head videos where, again, I'm just talking directly to the camera. So I know that that type of content is working really well for my audience. And again, as I scroll through, I can start to analyze that some of these trends, people want to see the behind the scenes. I'm giving away some of my processes and things like that. So that's the type of content that I know is performing well. And it's as easy as that. It's trying to identify either visual trends in what you're talking about, or just analyzing, okay, this specific type of post has performed well over and over again. How can I leverage that more? And then focusing on what content you want to use for repurposing. So obviously we've analyzed the content. We have seen exactly like, okay, this is the top performing content here. Now it's figuring out how to choose what to repurpose. So as you can see, like in that past example, I identified some of those top performing posts. That doesn't mean I want to repurpose all of them, because what you're gonna wanna focus mainly on is that evergreen style content. And what I mean by evergreen is something that you can take and post 6 months down the road and it is still relevant, versus something that's timely. Like for me, if I post a social media update or I have a trending audio, those things won't make sense 6 months from now. The thing to consider about evergreen content is that it stays relevant over time. So for me, this looks like sharing my how-tos and my processes, because again, those don't frequently change. Or talking about marketing strategies and tactics. Again, those things don't typically change. So you're also going to want to look at content that actually aligns with your repurposing goals. So now, if you're not looking to do a newsletter or a blog post or a YouTube video, you don't really need to worry about content that has like a lot of information in it. Instead, let's say you're just wanting to repurpose old content from Instagram back onto Instagram again. You just need to look for those top performing posts and seeing how you can either just reshare it, maybe switching out the caption a bit, or maybe reinventing it to a new style of post. So maybe you take a reel and now create a feed post, or maybe you had a feed post and you want to make it a carousel. You need to take a look at what you are trying to aim to do with your content and where that's going to kind of take you. So now I want to give you a couple of examples of how I've done this, just repurposing content that I posted on Instagram and putting it back on Instagram. Okay, so I want to run you through a couple of different examples here using my own content of how I use these analytics to then go and repurpose. So first and foremost, this one here, my infamous girl boss crossing out the girl carousel, quote carousel, I post it at least once a year, and every time it always gets great traction. As you can see, lots of saves, lots of shares, lots of likes, things like that. And again, I repost this at least once a year. The only thing I really update is the caption. I just tweak it a little bit. And then this year I actually changed the font because I did like a little mini rebrand refresh, and I just wanted to make sure that it kind of reflected that and like kind of the vibe of what I've been posting lately on Instagram. So with this viral style evergreen content, make sure you're using it over and over again. I'll use this for introduction posts. You can use this when you're talking about your service offerings or any of your messaging that is going to maintain consistency year after year, month after month, things like that. So yes, you can just go and repost the same damn thing. Now, if you want to start figuring out ways to reuse content effectively, again, this is kind of what I did here. This carousel took me a bit of time, like whereas this one, I just republish it. I just hit, I just download again from Canva and republish. Now this one, I basically, the first time that I posted this, I approached it in a way of like, okay, I'm going to give really, really in-depth tutorial as part of the slides. And then I wrote out a much shorter caption and basically got great traction, really liked it. You can see that it was in like my top content for the last 2 years. Then what I decided to do is take the graphic, the very front graphic, and then just condense the carousel a little bit. So I just kind of shortened it and instead did a longer caption. Again, it still showed up pretty high in my post for the likes for the last 2 years. But you can see that it did decrease a little bit, but it was still a great way of leaning into a piece of content that I already had and simplifying it a little bit more and then reposting it. Now you can do something like that, or what you can do, I posted this message a while back and it says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but social media managers don't have to work 24/7 to run a successful business. And this was actually a feed post, but it was a video. This was before they converted all videos to reels. Did really well for me. I really liked how it performed and I loved the messaging. At this time though, I was speaking directly to social media managers for my membership. And now that I no longer offer that membership, I had to change the messaging a little bit and change the formatting. So what I did, it actually performed really well for me again. I said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but small business owners shouldn't be expected to be full-time content creators. So since I've pivoted my products and like kind of what the call to action was in this post, I just had to switch out a couple words and instead did it as a reel format. Since I still wanted that video, I still wanted that tweet style, I just had to change the formatting a little bit. But that's another way that, again, you can even see that this wasn't perfectly evergreen content. The message is there, yes, but I did have to change like my target audience, like who I was talking to. But those are just a couple of quick ways that you can see how I repurpose my content. So now that we've just found the key to unlocking success when it comes to elevating your content strategy through repurposing, we approach this strategically with like a little bit of analytics in mind to make sure that not only are your efforts not wasted, but we're saving time and it continues to push your message out there, put your business out there, without having to recreate and reinvent the wheel, start from scratch when it comes to creating content for your business. So you're not just saving time, but you're actually extending the life and the impact of your content.